NASA Mars mission. Man is one step closer to landing on the red planet with new technology. This is just one of the latest pictures NASA gave us showing that Mars has an atmosphere. And also, this new technology has been used. It's the Hall thruster, already in use for maneuvering satellites in orbit around the Earth. And my question is, why can't we use this technology for traveling around our planet? Man is one step closer to landing on Mars thanks to a radical development in thrust technology. Engineers from NASA and Aerojet Rocketdyne reveal a major step forward during a 3-year, $67 million contract to develop the Advanced Electric Propulsion System, AEPS. Kat Clementine briefs on Express UK. Of course, it's the NASA engineers that have given this information. This thruster is known as the Hall thruster, HELL. It uses electromagnetic fields to ionize gases like xenon, and it expels the ions to produce the thrust. The technique is much cleaner and safer and more fuel efficient than traditional chemical rockets, but the trade-off is relatively low thrust and acceleration. Eileen Drake, who is the Aerojet Rocketdyne CEO and president, said, quote, "By staying on the cutting edge of propulsion technology, we've positioned ourselves for a major role not only in getting back to the moon, but also in any future initiative to send people to Mars." She says AEPS is a vanguard for the next generation of deep space exploration, and we're thrilled to be at the mast. Now, this is what the Hall thruster core technology is. It's already in use, as we said, for maneuvering satellites in orbit around our Earth. The thrust capability, however, will now be more than doubled compared to current electric propulsion systems, increasing hopes of man visiting Mars, our red planet. The work performed under contract could potentially increase space flight transportation efficiency on fuel by 10 times over current chemical propulsion technology. So that's very good, obviously. Aerojet Rocketdyne says it has now successfully completed the early stages integration test for the Radical engine. It developed a 13 kilowatt Hall thruster string for NASA. And to test, NASA's Glenn Research Center, Cleveland, Ohio, proved the system's ability to successfully convert this power at a high efficiency level, producing minimum waste heat. Now the team will move into the design finalization and verification area, a phase leading up to the critical design review, CDR, and the design will be finalized and cleared for production. The AEPS thrusters will be used on the power and propulsion elements of NASA's Gateway. That's the agency's lunar orbiting outpost for robotic and human exploration operations for deep space. It's built with commercial partners. The power and propulsion element will demonstrate 50 kilowatt class solar electric propulsion to support exploration on and near the moon and even beyond the moon, and including for, of course, missions to Mars. The most powerful Hall thruster in orbit right now is 4.5 kilowatts. So there will be using a 50 kilowatt propulsion system as opposed to the powerful ones that are now in orbit of 4.5. So that's over 10 times what is right now being used. That's enough to adjust the orbit and orientation of a satellite, but it's too little power to move massive amounts of cargo that will be needed to support human exploration, of course, in deep space. Number of exciting discoveries this year have reinvigorated public interest in the planet Mars. In June, NASA Opportunity rover found the first evidence of complex organic compounds under the Mars surface, and remains which were left behind by quote-unquote ancient life, whatever that may have been. The Hall thruster works by accelerating plasma exhaust to extremely high speeds. Now the plasma, of course, okay, we know that the whole universe is filled with ether, plasma. In other words, this is something that has been a very well kept secret. Even the ancient Greeks knew that the whole universe was not empty, but it was filled with ether. Now, even Tesla knew this. Now, the process, that's why he was able to create free energy, use of ether. Now, going back to the article, the process starts with currents of electrons spiraling through a circular channel on their journey through the negative electrode at the exhaust end to the positively charged electrode on the inner side of the channel. That's just trying to be, of course, we're being a little bit scientific here. And they run into atoms, typically the xenon gas, that are fed into the chamber. The collision knocks electrons off xenon atoms and turns the xenon into positively charged ions. That's how it works. Just enough electrons leave with the ions to keep the spacecraft from accumulating a charge, which could otherwise cause electrical problems. So that's the new Hall thruster that will be used, and it will be 10 times more efficient and powerful than what is already in use. Kindly support by contributing to my Patreon account. You'll find it in the description box below. Thank you.